So manual cars are declining at a rapid rate. There's no denying it. In 2012, it was found that 25% of car sales were manual cars, and that number's been decreasing. It's now around only 7%. And a lot of these brands up here, which are like obviously sports car brands, performance-oriented brands such as Ferrari, Mercedes, Lexus, Lamborghini, they don't even offer stick shift on many of their current models. And the extinction of those cars happened pretty suddenly. In 2011, 30% of all cars across all brands manufactured in the United States, only 37% of those were offered with a stick shift option. But what's really interesting is the problem is kind of exclusive to America. It was found that 80% of car sales in most Asian and European countries, according to Los Angeles Times, were actually stick shifts. So 80% of car sales in other countries were stick shifts, yet only 37% in 2011 were manual. It's also found that in 2016, only 17 to 18% of people know how to drive a stick shift, and an even smaller percentage of people actually own a manual car and drive it on a day-to-day basis. So in the interest of comparing national data with local data here at the school, I conducted a survey of state students. I opened up to all of our school students, and I got a total of 46 responses. And what that data showed me was that in our community, 30.4% of people owned a manual car in their immediate family, and 37% of people knew how to drive a stick shift. As you can see, we're less affected by the problem than nationally we are, which is interesting. So, kind of diving into the reason why there's been an extinction of manual transmissions. One piece of that is technology Formula One cars trickling down into our favorite cars in the showrooms. So here I have two cars here. This is a BMW M4, that's a Mercedes C63, and there's a great invention that people came up with not too long ago. These paddle shifters here. So these will rest at the right and left sides of the steering wheel, and it makes you feel as though you're driving a manual, but in reality there's no clutch in the car. All you do is you flick the one on the right to shift up gears, and the one on the left to shift down gears. But what's great about it is you don't even have to use them if you don't want to. It's just there as an option. But they're not just found in like sports models like this. They can be found in things such as like Toyota Camrys, Ford F-150s, Lexus IS250s. Pretty much any everyday car you'll find paddle shifters, and that's one of the things that's contributed to the decline of manual cars. So removal of manual transmissions, particularly with sports cars, what it's allowed engineers and manufacturers to do is you're actually saving weight. So obviously the lighter a car, the faster it goes. So from an engineering perspective, it makes a lot of sense to stop offering cars with manual transmissions. The cars can go faster, engineers can create new technology that will make the cars go faster. And also they take up a lot of room having that clutch and the stick shift in the center. And manufacturers of high-performance cars such as like McLaren, Porsche, Ferrari, Lamborghini, they can really expand their customer base by not having manual transmissions just simply because they're able to sell cars to people who are a lot taller who otherwise may not be able to fit in your car with a manual transmission. So this is especially apparent in the late 2000s. So Ed Bully, he's a guy that used to work at a car dealership in Atlanta, Lamborghini of Atlanta, and they sold a bunch of other brands as well, not just Lamborghini. But he recalls an interview when he said when the 2011 Porsche 911 Turbo hit the floor of his dealership, that when it was advertised, they actually advertised the automatic transmission as a performance upgrade as opposed to the manual, which is pretty odd if you think about it. Most of the time when you see like a car advertisement on TV and he's talking about, this car's so much better, so much faster, you might think they put more horsepower into it, or that there's some new technology or something. No, just changed the gearbox. And it took off that much time, 0 to 60 times, which is pretty incredible. Manual cars have fallen victim to the classic case of supply and demand. Seems from miles and back, classic econ concept. What the issue is there's a lot more people who want to buy manual exotic cars than they actually need. Because a lot of companies like Aston Martin and McLaren, what they do is they market the cars ridiculously, so obviously they're very expensive cars, and they're under the impression that only so many people are going to be able to afford one and buy one, so they cap the production each year. So they're not really making a lot of cars each year. Someone like Toyota might make millions of cars each year, whereas brands like this might only make like hundreds or maybe even a couple thousand cars. So government regulations have also played a big role. With regulations to stuff like the Clean Air Act, stuff like fuel emissions and engine size, what's happening is you can't have these big liter engines anymore. Manufacturers having to downsize a lot. And it's a lot harder for them to jam a bunch of horsepower into a small engine than it is to just change the gearbox in these cars. So what you'll see is cars that have taken a big hit in terms of how much, the liter size of the engine across all brands, and now they're having to get smaller and smaller, so they're having to get more creative with how to get faster. And one way they can take a shortcut course, stripping the manual transmission. So manual cars are scarce, right? But what's the big idea? Why is this a bad thing? We've only explained the issue. We haven't really talked about why it's a bad thing. Well, the demographic that's punished most is us, it's the consumers, the people who are buying cars. And their manual cars, they're better for three main reasons: safety, repair costs, and fuel economy. So just from a common sense standpoint, manual cars are a little bit safer just because you have a third pedal on your left foot clutch and you have your stick shift. So really, you're having to use both feet and both hands. You're not able to practice bad driving habits of just putting on makeup, eating, or talking on the phone. It's a lot more challenging to do that in a manual car when you're having to use both your feet and both your hands, as opposed to an automatic. So the difference in maintenance costs of manual cars compared to automatic cars is pretty drastic. So it is estimated that on average, let's say you have a failure with anything in the car, it can be anything, a manual versus automatic. The estimated repair of that cost is $800 to $1,200 cheaper in a manual car than it will be in an automatic. And oftentimes manual gearboxes, I mean, they're pretty bare bones simple. They're less complex and have less issues in the first place than you would with an automatic. So oftentimes they're cheaper to replace if something does go wrong, but even more often than that, nothing will go wrong in the first place because they're relatively simple concepts. So yes, buyers, they have been on saving a little bit on maintenance costs, fuel economy, stuff like that. But the most important thing about driving manual cars is the driving experience. I'm sure, especially for those of you who raise your hand who drive a manual car and know how to drive a manual car, I'm sure you understand how special and unique that experience is compared to driving an automatic car. I mean, I'll speak for myself. You're just so much more engaged in the driving experience, and it's a lot different driving a manual car than automatic. It feels like less of the necessary evil to get from point A to point B, and it's kind of like a leisurely hobby kind of experience kind of thing. It's very unique, and it's sad to see them go. But at the end of the day, the days of these cars are numbered, so if you want to get one, buckle up, because with stuff like AI, and they're going to keep improving the automatic transmission, the days of these cars are numbered as well. And especially if we're continue to have on the track that the automotive industry is headed on.